there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 3 with our black-white Enchantments deck. This is absolutely a great hand. We can go first turn Myth Realized into second turn Helm. And have a Blood Cursed against if this is like an Atarka red base deck. Or we could actually just Scoured Barrens and then do both of those next turn. I actually like that play a lot better. So Myth Realize Helm next turn. And play that in the Myth Realize then the Helm with the sequence. So another black-red deck so far. Could be another Mardu. And we have a Silkwrap. So Myth Realized. And then a Helm, which puts a counter on our Myth Realized. See if it is going to be... Now it's another possibly 4-color deck. So I think the right play is just to throw out our buddy, the Blood Cursed. Could easily get Crackling Doomed. There's so much removal right now in the format that most of your cards need to do something when they come out. We'll have a Sigil with 1 more mana. Hopefully coming out on time and not getting countered. Be very surprised if he doesn't have like a Crackling Doom or something to take care of it here. So again, now he's got 4 colors online with the Flooded Strand, finding him his 4th color. Untapped, mind you, and there's the Doom. Just another Flooded Strand. And see if we get Siege Rhino. Crackling Doom into Siege Rhino. Nope, no Siege Rhino at the moment. Love to see like a Jace. Mantis Rider's fine. It does some damage, but we'll Silkwrap it. And the good news is if he is playing Mantis Rider, we have the Stranglers for them. So we can just go another Plains is fine. And Silkwrap. And then activate the Myth Realized. And then also just equip to give it another +2/+2. And swing in. She's down to 14. No play, so I don't know if I quite run in a Sigil. I think we do. See if he does. Like, Ojtai's command doesn't work. And this at least puts a counter. On the Myth Realized. And that's going to be very rough for him to deal with. I'm surprised of how well Sigil works right now in the metagame. He does have another end for it. But that's another end that could have easily been used on the Myth Realized or the Silkwrap. So he might have like a Murderous Cut or something for the Myth Realized. We still attack in though. Put out a Barrens. 4 cards in our opponent's deck. He could have Treasure Cruiser Digs. So we will activate and equip. And see if he's got that other end. Complete Disregard. Does he not understand? I can just make it. Oh, okay. So he just had to 2-for-1 it though. Now the problem with this deck is he has ways to like Treasure Cruise out of it. Where my card advantage was utter-ended. So heavy control-based deck. I will be taking out the Blood Cursed. I just don't think they're relevant. There's a Shambling Vent. Beautiful. Another card he has to deal with. I'd hate to get Dig Through Time here. No Dig Through Time. We had the backup Silkwrap for like another Mantis Rider type card. And now he's got to have another answer. Geez, we need to quit. Stop it with the lands. See if he's got another Fiery Impulse. You think he would have dug and tried to find another Fiery Impulse if that was the case. Kolaghan's Command destroys the artifact, makes me discard a card. We have backup lands forever. And there's our little life link. He also appears to be a little bit land flooded without the treasure cruises. I'm going to keep this in my hand just for more padding versus another Kolaghan's Command if he has one. That is a ton of lands. And Ojutai's Command, he's going to draw a card and gain 4 life, which is actually one of the modes I'm glad. But he does find a complete disregard for the Shambling Vent. So tons of exile. Yeah, the blood cursed is definitely being taken out. Stasis Snare. Again, we'll pass the turn. Opponent also seems to have plenty of lands. Well, so do I. There is half my lands. Or not quite half. 11 out of 24. Still have the good lands left. Pretty certain this guy is going to get answered. Can't be complete disregarded, but can be Fiery Impulsed. And he didn't have an Ojutai's Command for it. Yeah, if he's running Ojutai's Command, that's another reason to take out the Blood Cursed. Tazagur! That is a card I could care less about. It's going to give him some advantage, though. And I have to give him back something very relevant here. With him exiling the Fire Impulse and the complete disregards. Either a Crackling Doom or an Utter End. Unless he finds me something awesome to... Well, we give him back... we give him back the fiery impulse. Even though he can use it. But it's the least problematic. Ay, ay, ay. You need to draw into some Read the Bones. We do have an answer for the Dragon Master. It has to take a whole turn to get online, so we'll Silkwrap it. It's a card that is definitely a problem. $13 of 24, 11 lands left in the deck. There we go. Good old Read the Bones. There's my card draw. And I do want... I want both of these, I think. Even though the Starfield is something that could be yeah, because he gets it back. He'll get back all his removal. Jace at this point is not an issue. See, so I'm attacking with a 2, a 3, and a 2, and we get back a Myth Realized, and I can always get rid of the Jace. So Crackling Doom, I have to sacrifice the greatest power. I'll get rid of a Myth Realized token. Oh, that doesn't even do anything. Never mind. Yes, and we can activate. Yeah. So tons of Utter Ends, Crackling Dooms, Fiery Impulses. The name of the game here is to get a Sigil. 2 damage to target player. Who's he targeting? Me and me? I don't see another mode for this. Is he going after the Silkwrap? What is he? Oh, he's doing the Myth Realized. Okay. So we have another Caves. That's why I kept it in the deck. Where did he target? Oh, he targeted me. Oh, it's still just a 2/2. It overrides it, huh? Okay, it just overrides it. That's how it works. I thought it was putting counters. Ah, that ends up. Actually, no, I probably should have taken the Jace there. Because he gets a Planeswalker. And he'll be able to Utter End back. Kolaghan's Command would be actually worse for me than Utter End. Our opponent is disconnected. We'll wait for him to come back. Yeah, I think he needs the Kolaghan's Command here. 2 damage to the Silkwrap that has... I actually say... Well, he's in a bit of a predicament. He kills the Starfield of Nyx. He Utter Ends, kills the Starfield of Nyx. He doesn't get anything back. See, he does do Utter End. And he does get rid of my guy. So Myth realizes he can kill his Jace. And you can imagine that. We can draw another land. lets it die, so we do need to quarantine field. The last Jace. And now he's back. We're both kind of at top deck mode. I'll keep the caves in my hand. Then playing other caves gives me 2 lore counters. I don't think it's worth it just for another lore counter. Mantis Rider, not the greatest threat at the moment. Something I have to answer, though. It is annoying. But not when you draw a suspension field. And he's down to a 4. And the Mithrilize might get the job done, unless he gets like another Crackling Doom in his hand, or Utter End or something. And that does the job. We pull through that even with the obscene land flooding. So Bloodcurse Knights, I think, are just going to be too much of a dead card in this deck. We'll bring in the Duress, and Transgress actually seems really good to get rid of the... I'm going to bring in Surge. Yeah, we're going to take care of Mantis Rider in every way possible. Wasteland Strangler is also amazing. Utter End, not quite sure we need the Utter End. Or the Planar Outburst actually seems a lot better if we're taking out Blood Cursed. And Starfield of Nyx seems weird. Citadel Siege, against his deck, it does take care of Mantis Riders. I'm just not... I don't think it's the greatest thing. Suspension Field doesn't also take care of enough. Like, we'll bring in Utter Ends to take care of Jace or Tassigurs. And I think even Silkwraps can go down a bit. Transgresses are fine. Quarantines are fine. Stasis Snares are great. Helm of the Gods could just die to Kolgan's commands. I'm actually going to take them out. We're going to have the more impactful cards as possible. Again, Planar Outburst doesn't seem like it's the most relevant, but we can just use it as a panic button. I think in this one it's actually really good. Starfield of Nyx, it did seem very vulnerable. I'll keep in a 1 of Starfield Nyx just to get me back in this game. And maybe just cut... I think we want all of the... I think I'll cut a Silkwrap. No, we need ways to take care of Jace as soon as possible. Stasis Snare is still good. Maybe it's just a quarantine field. It didn't do a lot last time. Or Suppression Bonds. There we go. Suppression Bonds can come out. We'll keep in a quarantine field, and this means we can bring back in a Starfield or another Planar Outburst. Or a Citadel Siege if we decide to go a Citadel Siege. I'm thinking Starfield Nyx, though, can get us out of some tricky situations. It might just be better than all these. I'm going to bring... Yeah. I'm going to bring in another Starfield. It's a great hand. We'll keep it. First turn Mithralized into a second turn Duress. I do not have an answer for Jace, though, at the moment. Yeah, that is an issue. Starfield Nyx will be fine. I think we do Duress here. Other than that, helps out with Jace. Nah, it's fine. We'll Duress him. Put the counter on our little Mithralized. And we can get rid of... I think at this point we just get rid of a Duress of his own. because we don't want to get Duress to Duress. Other than the Utter End is going to be a little bit of an issue, but he can't really cast much besides it. So we'll Duress to Duress. He has to dig through time. So if he Tassigers, though, we can get rid of Jace. Which I think is what he's going to do. So there's Tassiger. Which will be taking a little bit of damage from Tassiger before we can deal with him. But Wasteland Strangler kills Jace. And we'll bring him back a polluted Delta. We have a Quarantine Field up. Not next turn, but the next turn. Taking 4, going down to 14. And he does almost have it dig through time up. 8 mana is what he needs. So we'll Shambling Vent here. Attacking with the Wasteland Strangler. Get him down to 15. We're in decent shape. Where's Dig? So he's gonna make me give him back a Duress or a Jace. Ugh. We'll give him back a Jace. Both of those I'm not too excited about. Plays a Jace, which means it's not going to be a dig through time. But we can Quarantine Field Tassiger. And unfortunately, the Barrens comes into play tapped. Decisions. He still has an Utter End in his... Oh, yeah, he does have the Utter End. I still think it is Quarantine Field and make him use the Utter End. He actually can't tutor up a white source, so we're good. We could Starfield, but then he could draw into it. Or Sigil. No, I think we Quarantine Field. And swinging for 6. So he's down to a 9. We do need to avoid him tutoring that white for Utter End. He can easily dig through time here. I think he wants to flip Jace. If I were him, I'd dig and try to find something more relevant. So he gets my Sigil. And actually, Sigil's terrible to get rid of. He gets Starfield. Yeah, because he gets the Sigil. I just Starfield and get Sigil back. Yep. That's what I thought was going to happen. So he's going to dig it into turn. So we need to... I'll attack... So I don't know if I actually do Sigil Because he can dig for what he needs to get back Tasigur. If we Mithralized, we can basically guarantee... We can actually go for lethal here if we Mithralize. Not quite. We need another lore counter. I think we go for lethal, actually. So he'll dig. Six, seven, eight. He has to find a Fiery Impulse, which that's not a good trade. Fire Impulse for a Wasteland Strangler is the only thing he could find. Yeah, and he messed up. Yeah, that was a misclick. He should have done the Wasteland Strangler, which I don't know if that would really get him back in this game anyway. Because it's Fire Impulse and he goes down to a 2. And then his next turn he's still like really searching for an answer. We can Silkwrap or Planar Outburst, a Sigil, Silkwrap. We still have a Mithrilize and a land out. Yeah, and then Surge of Righteous. We have a lot of ways to restabilize. So, anywho, we will go on to the final match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.